Drag her. Slay her.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adaeze, and today we're gonna be talking about a couple people who just don't know how to keep their mouths shut. It's fine. So we're gonna start with Lana Del Rey and that hot mess of a statement that she decided to post on Instagram. And I have a lot of questions, Lana. I have a lot of questions. Question number one is, who asked? That's question number one. Nobody asked. So you were just sitting in your mansion one day and you decided, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put this nonsense on Instagram. Where did this come from? All right, this was not in response to anything, right? So in this statement, Lana Del Rey, there isn't even any sort of introduction. She says, question for the culture. Funny that she would say question for the culture. Where is your culture, Lana Del Rey? It's fine. Look, it's fine. Who's asking? She says, for the culture. And she goes on just straight up from jump, all right, to name a bunch of people, right? So she names Doja Cat, Beyonce, Ariana Grande, Camila Cabello, Kehlani, Nicki, and Cardi B. And you know the only person who's missing on this list right now is Megan Thee Stallion, because most of these people have had songs go number one in the past 2.5 weeks. So I'm sensing that Lana is, just a little bit jealous, right? She's sitting in her home watching these women thrive, all right? And she's getting a little antsy. It's really just eating her up in her soul. And so she decided that she was gonna make a statement on it, a statement that nobody asked for, all right? It's fine, look, it's fine. So let's go through this list again, all right? Doja Cat, black woman. Beyonce, black woman. Ariana Grande, wants to be a black woman. Camila Cabello, Hispanic woman. Kehlani, black woman. Nicki, black woman. Cardi B, black woman. So what are the sins that these black women have committed? They are sexual in their videos. Lana Del Rey is convinced that the reason why she is not successful is because she makes songs about her past relationships, and her relationships aren't perfect. And so we as viewers, we hate to hear songs about imperfect relationships, right? And these black women, they have risen to stardom because they like to shake their booties, right? That's what we're saying. Okay, so why aren't we talking about the white women who have also risen to fame from making very sexual songs about boys and things like that? Where is Katy Perry on your list? Where is Dua Lipa on your list? Or are you trying to say you only listen to music by black and brown women? Oh, you know what? Good for you. Good for you. And so if we're talking about the fact that you're not popular because your music talks about your imperfect relationships, what about Pink? Pink was possibly one of the most successful musical artists in the 2000s, and most of her songs were about her relationships being imperfect, right? And again, look, I'm so sorry, I forgot you only listen to songs by black and brown women. Oh, okay. Let's look at some of the people on your list. Beyonce had a whole album. Lemonade was an entire album about how her marriage was imperfect, all right? Guess what? The songs slapped. They slapped. And that's why the album got popular, all right? Guess who else? Ariana Grande is on your list. She had a whole song called Thank You Next. Do you remember that song, Thank You Next? About her exes? Guess what? The song slapped. So maybe would you consider for a second, Miss Del Rey, Miss Lana, that maybe the reason why your songs are not popular is because they're not good. You're boring. Hate to say it, but you're boring, okay? And so many points, so many questions. And in this statement that she made, right, she said, I'm not a feminist. A double negative, all right? So why not say I am a feminist? Because saying that to me, it strikes me as I want to say I'm not a feminist, but I know that people will come for me if I say that I'm not a feminist, okay? So just say you're not a feminist and keep it pushing, but that's not the end of the statement. She says, I'm not a feminist, but there should be room in feminism by people who look and think like me. Let that sit for a second. There should be room in feminism for people who look and think like me. All right, because feminism is definitely not notorious at all for being all about people who look and think like you. No, not at all. Not once. Never, not once. In fact, feminism has never historically done exactly what you're currently doing to black and brown women for saying they're ruining feminism by being oversexual. Never. Not once. That has never in the history of our lives happened. Oh, another point really fast that I should have mentioned earlier is, how is it that you cannot defend your points without putting other people's names in your mouth? Is it possible that your points are not well thought out enough? Like, if your points are valid, you can just say your points. You don't have to talk about other people. And so why is it that you not only bring up other people, but the people who you bring up are black and brown women? Look at that. Look at that. Because to me, it feels as though you're saying, like, are you saying that these women are somehow responsible for the fact that your music isn't popular? And another thing about that, she goes on to talk about how she's essentially suffered because everyone has told her that her music is okay. So you go on to talk about how your music is criticized because it romanticizes abusive relationships and all this stuff, and about how people always come for you, but you widely ignore the fact that these women are constantly criticized about their music being too sexual, or constantly getting like death threats and rape threats and all of these things. So you're not the only one who's suffering. You've just decided to put blinders on because it's convenient for you and it's convenient for the stupid point that you've decided to make, all right? And another thing, this is clearly a publicity stunt. You have calculated this, all right? You said, if I do this in May, the negative publicity will have died down, but my name will be in people's minds for when I drop my 2 poetry books and my album in September. Because guess what? You were not shy about plugging it at the end of this giant post. You were not shy about it. And you thought you were slick. You put down, okay, the proceeds from my poetry book goes to supporting organizations for Native Americans, because you thought that in saying that we wouldn't notice that this was clearly just for you to plug your poetry books and your new album. We're not stupid. We were all here. We are not stupid. So why are you putting these black and brown women's names in your mouth for your gain? All right, so next time you decide that you are going to come out with a question for the culture, let me just answer it for you now. The reason is that your music is boring because you have no culture. Sorry, I had to step out for a second because I was literally getting so heated that I was sweating. But whatever. But speaking of people who have decided to use black women and racism for attention, all right, we're gonna talk about Miss Hannah Brown, all right? And now this story is like almost a week old, and so I'm a little bit late getting into it, but honestly, I've been so annoyed by it. I was like, let me just leave this alone. But now here we are, we're gonna talk about it, okay? We are gonna talk about it, and yes, I get it. We're in quarantine. We're bored. Nobody's getting any attention. Most of us, you know what we do when we're not getting attention is we get on Tinder, we do the little swipey swipe, and when enough people tell us we're cute, we're like, great, we received it upward and onward, all right? But Miss Hannah Brown decided to get on her Instagram, right? She decided to get on her Instagram, and, you know, she thought she was looking cute or whatever, sing a song to no music, all right, and say the N-word. And say the N-word. Where was the music, Hannah? You can't even say you were singing along to something. Where was the music? This was clearly orchestrated. And this is how you know it was clearly orchestrated. Right before she said the N-word, she got this little smile on her face. What are you smiling about? What are you smiling about? All right. And another thing too about that is she says the N-word, but she doesn't say the B word in the song. So to her, if we are to believe that this is an accident, to her, the N-word is an okay word to say, but the B word is not. The N-word is a word that she feels free, just freely saying, but the B word is not, which leads us to believe that she's from a people who believes that that vulgarism, or is vulgarism a word? Girl, I don't even know if it's a word, but we are using it, all right? She is of a people Who thinks that being vulgar is worse than being racist? That's what it is. If in your mind, you can just freely say the N-word and nothing stops you, there's no barrier, there's no nothing, but you won't say the B word, something is wrong with you, all right? So if you're gonna say that the N-word is just a word, then the B word is also just a word. So you can, I'm so mad. All right, so fast forward to not even like 30 minutes later, she gives this apology. She's like, oh my God, did I say it? Wow, like, I don't think I said it. And then someone tries to chime in as if we didn't see her say it with her mouth, that somebody else said it, right? And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She wasn't sorry. This is all clearly an attention ploy. She just really wanted attention, all right? Get attention other ways, all right? And, it's fine. It's okay. And then she goes on to write a written apology, right? And posts it on her Instagram story. That's the kind of stuff you need to actually post on your Instagram and leave it on there forever, okay? And so next time someone says, oh, you said the N-word, you can go ahead and direct them to that apology so they know you've apologized for it. And putting it in your story, we know you're not sorry, all right? We know you're not sorry. And here's the reason why people do this, all right? People who have a mostly white fan base, they know that white people don't care when they say the N-word, all right? They use the outrage as publicity. They do, because anytime a white artist, a white influencer, a white actor, whoever says the N-word, their Instagram barely goes down. I think she lost maybe 10,000 followers. A drop in the bucket. She lost maybe 10,000 followers. A small drop in the bucket, right? She knows that there are no real consequences to her saying the N-word. So she freely wheels and deals it, right? And I'm sure that she will gain even more than that from other people being like, oh, it's just the word. Everybody leave Hannah alone. In fact, that's what her comments are saying. Everyone is just like, it's just a word. What's the big deal? Leave Hannah alone. Great, whatever. And of course, after this happens, all right, the Bachelor universe, trots out their one black bachelor that's well known, Rachel, okay? Listen, every time this happens, right, the reporters are always like, wow, let's get the closest black person who's in their proximity. Look at Camila Cabello and Normani. Right? And so Rachel says what we were all thinking. I'm disappointed in her for saying the N-word. And if you are going to apologize with your face in the way that you said the N-word with your face, not with a written statement. But the media is reporting it like she slammed her. Slammed her for what? She said what we were all thinking. She said the basic thing that a human being would think in the situation, right? And then Hannah's fans, Hannah's little crew of little Hannah-ettes started coming for Rachel Lindsay, right? In the same way that when Camilla was exposed to have said the N-word, her fans drove Normani off the internet. It was with that same energy that Hannah's fans came for Rachel. And at no point, never not once, did Hannah say, look, again, I've admitted that what I have done is wrong. Leave Rachel alone, because guess what? That would be admitting again that she's wrong. So you're just watching this woman who has done nothing except call you out for what you did get dragged? Disrespectful. Garbage. Trash. But yeah. Also, honestly, to me, the Bachelor fandom, you can drag me for this, I don't even care, it's one of the most racist fandoms ever. That's why they've only had one in how many seasons? 20 something seasons, in almost 30 seasons, all right? You've had one visibly non-white bachelor, right? And it was Rachel. She was a bachelorette. You know what I mean? And you can be like, yes, but this person was Latina, this person was Latina. White people can be Latinas. All right, there are white Latinas, and the Latinas on the show were white Latinas. Listen. And so she knows that she will not be canceled, and there will just be the same amount of fake outrage there always is about things like this. And honestly, it's infuriating. We need to, it's fine. It's okay. basically, that's all I had to say today. I am sweating my makeup off again because, again, I am so heated. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.